And we're recording. So,
Hooray!
hooray! We're actually doing this. And my phone just started ringing.
Of course it did.
You know, it's a good thing I had it on silent. I'm a very popular person. What can I say? So,
I know.
why don't you introduce yourself and I'll introduce myself.
All right. Hey, y'all. I am Jessica of the Army Wife Knitting Life podcast.
And I'm Laura of the Crocheting Whovian podcast.
You sound so perky.
I'm never this perky. You know that.
I know, but you have coffee.
But no, it's not even just that. I have a podcaster voice. Have you ever noticed that some podcasters have their like podcaster voice, and then when you get them off the screen, they're like, "Yo, what up?" That is totally me. Totally me.
Hi. Have you met me? Sweet as a button.
Nice to meet you. I wouldn't go sweet as a button. You have your little
sass. I have sass, but I'm generally a kind-hearted person.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. No,
Okay.
seriously, I would have to agree with that. So, we came together via my VKN. We met through a sorta, kinda, maybe, no, actually,
Possibly.
she was a mutual friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to badmouth anybody, but I mean, there's nothing to badmouth, but we met through a mutual friend and we instantly just sort of clicked. It was weird.
The rest is history.
Basically, it was just, we have a little joke between the two of us. She's my sister wife.
And you're my sister wife.
Mostly because that's just how crazy we are. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
We just, I don't know. There is a third one that will probably be on in future episodes.
Yes.
She is, I want to induct her into the sister wife family.
We can count as sister wife. We have a Boston marriage already, so.
Very true. Very true indeed. But later on, we're trying to get her to not be so shy.
Yeah. We're apparently married to everybody.
Mostly each other, though.
Yes.
We are bound by friendship.
Indeed. Thank you for being a friend.
That's my squad, yo.
Squad goals.
This is who, you know, people tell me that I'm either Dorothy or Sophia because I'm just as savage. I
Agree.
I don't see that.
You can cut when you want to.
You know what? I agree with that. I could slay people with my many words of, like, fury, I guess you could say. But so can you.
Picture of water.
Listen, it's water. It's water.
It's a Brita picture.
Oh, now we're going to get into this. She has a friend named Britta. And when basically a typical German name for what I learned. But when I said Britta, that's a water pitcher. That was it.
Water.
It's what? That's what I'm saying.
It's not what you're saying, or I'd be not correcting. It's water.
I'm saying that. I'm saying water. What's the difference between the way I'm saying it and the way you're saying it?
Duh.
Water.
Water.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Water. But
You
that's
gotta
not.
make it more Midwestern twang.
But I'm a New Yorker.
Kansas.
Oh wow, that just said my accent completely. New Yorker. I'm sorry. I don't really talk like that.
Okay.
I really don't talk like that.
Okay.
Boy.
But we're here for a reason.
Yeah, and that is to talk about knitting and crochet
and fibery goodness and just yarny stuff in general.
Anything that has to do with the yarny community. It could even include project bags.
This is
because
true.
we all know that I am a project bag connoisseur.
As am I.
Yes. Yes.
However, you know what I'm a true connoisseur of?
What?
Self-striping yarn.
Yeah, you really are. Me, not so much, but you, yeah.
Yeah, it's my jam.
I don't
And
know.
that's why we've decided to do this.
Basically, and we decided to come together, one, because we figured it'd be fun, and two, because, well, why not?
Why not?
And of course, we wanted to share our love of self-striping or stripes in general out there. with all y'all. So we came up with a nice little cal, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. You want to give them the details?
Our cal is sensational stripes, which means you can knit anything, a cowl, a shawl, socks, hats. It doesn't have to be with self-striping yarn. It just has to have stripes in it, because that's what we're going to celebrate this time around.
Let's throw out that you can crochet too.
You can crochet, you can loom. If you can create it with your hands being used in this yarn, you can count it.
Even weaving.
You have to use your hands to weave.
Well, I mean, you have to use your hands for a lot of things, but Chewy,
we're not getting there.
Stop it. Stop it. This is what we do. We bring out the raunchy side of each other.
Queen of raunch.
But there's that. So for an example of just a stripey thing, I have a cowl. I made a quarter of the Land of the Sweet cowl, and I use minis. And I striped it myself. And it's perfect if I do say so myself.
I agree. I so say.
You so say?
I so say it.
You so say it. So say it the shepherd, so say it the flock. Is that how it goes? I don't even know. My dog is going nuts.
Hi, Chewy.
But I wanted to give that as an example because you don't necessarily have to go for the self-striping, ridiculously expensive stuff.
It definitely doesn't have to be. This is more of a color block.
Yes. But I mean, it still counts. I was just going to say that. I mean, and those people that are using your little scraps for your scrappy granny stripe blanket, that works too.
Franken
socks. We all know I've made plenty of those. But here is the thing. As long as your project is not more than 50% done, meaning you could include one sock, essentially, but not have cast on the second one yet. But that can count in the cal. Especially with those blankets, because we all know those blankets take 3 years, 9 months, 2 weeks, and 5 days and 16 hours. That's how.
Don't even start with me on how long blankets take to make.
Oh, you're the blanket queen.
I'm currently working on Blanket of Doom.
I have to agree with that. Me, I'm in design mode, so that's all basically what I've been working on. I even put my sweater to the side because I wanted to get these designs out. And I'm like, wait, Rhinebeck is in like 4 weeks. I got to crank the sweater out.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I will be working on aside from my socks. So,
we should probably give them the dates of our cal.
That's what I was going to do. Why don't you go ahead?
It is from October 1st until the end of the year. This is a great way to get some Christmas presents done and out of the way. And it's also just a good way to relax.
And I mean, have fun, enjoy. You can make mitts, you can make hats, you can make anything that has stripes, essentially. And it's an easy way to, like Jessica said, to get out those Christmas gifts and have fun and possibly win a prize at the end. I'm going to do a shameless plug. Okay. I have a cowl pattern out that you could very easily put into stripes, which I actually was debating on casting on today for. It's the sunrise, sunburn, sunset cowl. Now here's the thing. I have featured patterns that if you use, you could get a chance at a double chance at a prize. I can't English today. I usually have that in my other cal-cals, I should say. I will not have it in this cal-cal. I want to keep it fair. If that's okay with you.
That's fine with me. Okay. I like fair.
There's just one giant prize and one not so giant prize, but a good prize nonetheless. You want to show your prize?
Sure. I am going to be giving away a skein. Since I live in Germany, Regia is a very common yarn here. Yeah, I know it's hard to get in the States.
But you can get it at the grocery store, right?
I can get it at the grocery store for €7.
That is just weird. Could you imagine just going into, like, I don't know, Publix or something like that? And
I know.
or Kroger and just be like, hey, I need yarn. Why don't we go down the yarn aisle? Let's put it next to my frozen chicken. I can't imagine that.
I know, it's in our Aldi's too.
My Aldi's is ghetto.
Some Aldi's sell yarn in the state. I saw some pictures on Facebook.
Where are these? Everybody says it's so fantastic to live in New York. No, really, it's not.
But anyways.
I want to be able to go get a container of milk and a ball of yarn.
I just buy a flat of boxed milk with my yarn. It works. So we have this beautiful skein of Regia 4-ply. Vorfradig means four plies.
Here we go with the
and my German needs work. I'm practicing. Necesito practicar mi Alemania.
This woman, she's got like 15,000 languages in her head.
I don't. You're also going to get with the yarn. You need something to hold your yarn in. So you're going to get a bag.
That is so pretty.
It's from Fate's bag, one of her originals. And I love this bag. I just don't have enough time to use all of them. Yeah. And I have since learned I'm a zipper bag person.
I like both. I don't know. It depends on my mood.
What is your prize going to be?
Oh, my prize is 2 skeins, 2 balls, 50-gram balls of Knit Picks Felici.
Ooh.
In the colorway Limeade, and I don't think you want my hair attached to it. And this lovely bag by Addicted to Sock Knitting. It's got a little animal people.
It's so cute.
I'm actually going to make a zipper pull for it because I hate bags without zipper pulls.
Me too.
But there's that. And I am going to donate a pattern of $7 or less for Jess's winner.
And I will be doing the same for Laura's winner.
So it's going to be so much fun.
Tons.
I'm excited. I have my yarn here all ready to cake up, and I'm actually going to cast it on just to get it. The worst part for me is socks, when you have to first cast them on, and you get that, because I do DPNs, so it's like all finicky and stuff. So I always like to get the first 2 rows done and then put them in the project bag and wait for the start of a cal.
I like to, since I go toe up on Magic Loop,
Yeah.
I cannot cast on a toe and talk to people to save my life. So I'm going to be casting on my toe and sticking it in a bag.
Yeah. I mean, I have the
bag. What are you going to use?
In my little hook by happenstance bag that I got as a get well soon gift from the lovely Marlisha of Pen Hook and Needles, I am actually going to use Opal. It's my first time really using this yarn. I've never ever used, I've never used Regia either because they're not easy to come by here. Now, I don't know the colorway name.
Opal typically does colors, numbers.
But it looks very Halloweenish with the little carriage on it.
Mm-hmm. So
that's what I decided, for the month. This is going to be the October one, and every month I'm going to cast on a new pair.
Me too.
This is for October.
My October yarn is going to be housed in this lovely Harry Potter bag. And I'm going to be doing Season Dreams color Regia. Also very Halloween-y.
That is really pretty.
I'm excited about it, but it has to be in Harry Potter.
Oh, totally.
Because, I mean, Witchcraft and Wizardry is October's the perfect month for it.
Mm-hmm.
And with our darling favorite Ravenclaw being on Dancing with the Stars.
That's true.
Things are going to be very Harry Pottered up in my house.
I actually have a pair of Harry Potter socks on the go as we speak. They're not here with me, but it's actually Luna Lovegood colorway.
How perfect.
Well, Luna's my girl. She's my spirit animal.
I know.
I want to get that hat, with the giant lion on it. Like the one from the book, because I prefer the books over the movie. Now, don't get me wrong. I treat them as separate entities because you have to. A true Potterhead would. But in the book, when the Gryffindor is playing Slytherin in Quidditch, she has that giant lion hat on, and she has it so that it roars. So that's kind of what I want.
It'd be awesome.
Totally. Could you imagine me walking down the street in New York City going, and all of a sudden my hat go, roar!
You'd be like, you know who you'd be like, Laura?
Who?
Alex the Lion.
You are so strange.
It's Friday! Field trip day.
I love you.
I watched Madagascar yesterday because I'm an adult.
I gotta tell you. No, I was in Florida a few weeks ago with my cousin, and she goes, when I went, she's from Florida, and she goes, when I went to New York City, we went to Central Park Zoo because I was envisioning it like Madagascar, and she looked at me straight face and goes, it's nothing like that. I was like, well, no, duh, it's a cartoon.
The lion there does not talk.
Well, if the lion talks to you, then I think you need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah. Why don't you show some of your favorite self-striping projects that you've done in the past?
Okay, I have two. The first one I'm wearing.
Oh, that is pretty.
This is a cowl. It's nothing special, just ribbing and straight stockinette.
Sometimes you need those mindless projects.
I knit this because I needed something simple for the hubs and I's first big trip out of Germany. We're headed to Italy for Easter. So this yarn became my favorite cowl, and it was given to me by a friend. And it's rainbowy and perfect.
What yarn? I almost said yarn. What yarn is it?
It's Hobby Lobby Yarn Bee.
Ooh.
Self-striping yarn doesn't always have to be expensive, y'all.
Oh, I agree. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, but Hobby Lobby yarn is among my favorite yarn to use.
Oh, yeah. If I'm going to use commercial yarn, typically they're the first place I stop by to see if they have it because their yarn is so soft.
There and Knit Picks.
Mm-hmm.
But if I finish my flax light, I don't know what possessed me to start my first sweater in fingering weight because I'm a fluffy girl. There's no way. I mean, that's a lot of stitches. So I don't know what possessed me to do. But if I finish my flax light in time, I'm actually going to go to Hobby Lobby and get I Love This yarn and make a flax, like a regular flax, like a Christmas sweater flax. I don't know. I'm weird. And have it like stripe and like.
You chose a fingering weight sweater for knit a sweater in a week challenge.
Well, it's not even just that. I am typically very, very hot-blooded. So I don't like being cold, but I'm not really a sweater person, like a heavy sweater person. So I figured the fingering weight would be best, and I will make it a short sleeve one. But looking at the way the weather has been here lately, I am probably going to do full sleeves on that sweater for Rhinebeck. I just got to get through it. And I set myself to do 5 rows a day on it, but that's not what we're here for.
No, it's not. What is one of your favorites?
One of my favorites is actually my first ever pair of knit socks. They're a little baggy. They're worn. I'm not going to lie to you. They're worn. But my gauge was still a little new. It was my first ever pair of fingering weight socks, I should say. The yarn was fresh from the cauldron that I got at Stitches West 2017. Mm-hmm. And the colorway is Captain America. Come on. Duh. So, yeah.
Ooh, what are those sock blockers?
These are my knitting left sock blockers that I had custom made with baseball all over it. Because we all know I'm like this baseball nut. And, yeah, they're my favorites.
Okay.
What's your next one?
I only have one other absolute favorite.
Okay.
And these are a recent make. Because I tend to say that my favorite project is the one I just finished.
We're a lot like that.
And so these are my, after all this time, always socks from Yarn Jar on my typical sock blockers.
I love those sock blockers.
As if I would get something that wasn't an owl.
I know. Where are those from?
These are from Alex Workshop Design on Etsy.
Oh, they're out of Europe, right?
Yes, they are based in Ukraine, but they're a great priced product. Mm-hmm. And I actually have them sent to my American address anyways, because it's not that big of a difference.
Yeah.
It takes a little while for them to get there, but they're worth the wait.
I mean, they have to go through 3 customs, don't they, for you?
Yes. Yes, they have to go through Ukrainian customs, American customs, and then all the way back here to Germany and go through German customs and then American customs again.
Yeah. Well, my next is obviously another pair of socks because we all know how I am with my socks.
That's why it's Year of the Sock.
That is why it's the Year of the Sock. Oh, speaking of which, thank you. Little tangent here. If you do self-striping or like whatever striping socks, you can double dip. Just throwing that out there. Matter of fact, you could probably double dip in anything, as long as you can.
Dip in her family movie night if they.
And my it's yep. But these are
all sorts of coins.
These are my second favorite, and this is biscotti yarn or biscotte. It's French. I don't know. I say it the Italian way, biscotti yarn in the colorway cupcake. Stop it. They make fun of me because I say all the Italian words. Like, it's not ricotta, it's ricotta. Anyway, so that's it. It's called Cupcake. Biscotti yarn is among my favorite self-striping yarn, I have to say. I don't know.
My favorite self-striping yarn that's not commercial is a tie between Nomadic Yarns and DVD.
Well, aren't you doing the DVD challenge?
I am doing the DVD challenge this year and probably for a few years to come based off of how much I've purchased. And I also really love Yarn Jar.
I love Yarn Jar too.
Yeah. That way if you don't know where to get indie dyes.
Yeah. Yarn Jar, the only thing I don't like about Yarn Jar, and the same thing with Nomadic, love both. I have socks made out of both of them, but is the wait time. So I tend to like have them on alert so that when they do the ready to ship, I pounce. Another nice one is Moose and You.
Yes, we both love Moose and You yarn.
Yeah, I have my Moana socks going from there.
Well, then let's show some of our whips that are self-stitched.
I only have 2 whips currently because I finished some. And I'm not going to show them on here. I'm going to wait for the normal podcast. But I have this pair of socks that's on the go. It makes you laugh. You know what's in it. It's my Make LaRue Twitch socks. LaRue is a mutual friend of mine and Jessica's, and she's a regular on the VKN, my knit nights and everything like that. We love you, LaRue, but she has a tendency of needing everything to match inch by inch, stitch by stitch, the whole way through. And I myself volunteered to make her a pair of socks. They're still on the go because I had to put them on the back burner because it made me angry. So, but the reason why these are Make LaRue Twitch socks is because they're fraternal twin socks. So Jessica is laughing because of that. And the yarn is from Fiber Nymph Dye Works, and the colorway is Cherry Pale Lavender Gray. So basically, I have a good portion of this sock done, so I'll show you. For this one, my hair is everywhere. Where the gray is here is going to be pink on the other one, and where the pink is here, it's going to be gray. So they're not perfect. They're not perfectly matched. So every time I work on them, LaRue kind of twitches, like, because they don't match. So that's one of my favorite striping whips that I have going right now.
Okay.
And it's in a Silver Shed USA bag, by the way.
Most of my socks currently are not in a bag because they sit on my desk. Because I only work on them up here. Yeah. I work on Blanket of Doom downstairs.
I feel you. I hear you.
So my first stripy whip is Truth or Dare from Nomadic Yarns.
Oh, look at the little ghosty ghost.
That's from Simply Serving. And I think it's adorable because the ghost has freckles.
Oh, that is so cute.
Is that not precious?
That is precious. The yarn is Nomadic, you said?
Nomadic, her sparkle base.
What's the color? Truth or Dare. That's right, you said that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty. I can't do toe up for the life of me. Mostly because I don't do magic loop. And toe up for DPNs is it's more fiddly than cuff down.
I have 2 more. So just as a...
Why don't you do double? Because I only have 1 more.
Okay. The next one I'm working on is Clue from Desert Vista Dye Works. And another Simply Serving charm, Rudolph.
That is so cute. What needles are you using?
These have carbons on 1.5. Mm-hmm. These are Knit Picks Majestic. And then I also have a pair on Chow Goose.
You're like me. Most of my DPN, I don't have any with me, but the DPNs I use most are either my Chow Goose or my Deadly Weapon signatures. Mm-hmm. And we call them Deadly Weapons, all of us, because I have permanent holes in each of these fingers from them. Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, you'll hear me go, because I stab myself.
You automatically know what happened.
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, she stabbed herself. My fear is when I draw blood. It's like, okay, where's the Band-Aid? I don't want to get blood on my knitting,
You don't want blood on your slipper?
I'm making those socks. They're in the other.
I know you are.
That's Dragonhorde yarn. Another silver shed bag. Look how cute it is.
It's so precious. And it's perfect since Halloween-y time.
Well, that's perfect because it's all a theme. In here is my Be Spooky socks. And I have the yarn is Yarn Jar, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Yarn Jar in the colorway Be Spooky. And it's just a regular base. I didn't do the sparkly base, but that's it so far. So I decided I didn't want just plain vanilla because I was getting bored with plain vanilla. So I decided to do like for 10 rows, knit 3, purl 1, and then knit straight 5 rows, and then do purl 3, knit 1. But I've decided that I am not liking that because the purling is a pain in the butt, and I'm getting large gaps.
Is it sucking the life out of you? That's what.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is probably frog it down to the cuff and just do straight vanilla because you can't really see the patterning because of the black. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting a lot of ladders, and I hate ladders. So basically what I'm going to do is just frog it down to the cuff and just do vanilla because it's the best way to show off the yarn. And this is the yarn. But we'll see.
I have a ball that looks very similar to that.
It's squishy. It's squishy.
They always squish.
Yeah.
I have that exact colorway.
Oy.
But it's funny because my last whip that I'm showing is also from Yarn Jar in the Halloween colorway.
You got that in the latest ready to ship, right?
Yes, I did.
You're welcome.
And this is another Simply Serving mint chocolate chip octopus.
So cute.
On Knit Pick needles. This is their Caspian wood.
I didn't realize you liked wood needles.
I typically don't. I bought these for socks before I knew that I preferred metal needles for socks because I like my needles small. And wood needles, they become like toothpicks, which does not lead to a good way of spending your time. You crack them more often than you can knit with them.
I was just going to say, that's why I can't, with the thin ones, I can't use wood.
Yeah. I'm generally a Chow Goo needle user. But soft needles, I'll take almost any metal unless I'm running out. Then I'll switch to my woods.
I have a lot of wooden DPNs because I'm a DPN person, obviously, if you can't tell. And don't shake your head at me. And I was on the plane coming back from Florida knitting because I had 3-hour delay, and I actually broke one. My tension is so tight and my hands around it are so tight that it actually snapped in half.
It happens. And then it's a pain in the butt to get that off.
It wasn't the one. It wasn't the one on the socks. It was the I do 3 + 1, so it was the +1 that broke, which was a blessing in disguise because when I got home, I just switched them over to my Chowgoos and I was good.
Okay.
I typically use the wooden ones only on planes because I'm always afraid of them getting confiscated.
Me too. That's why I keep a set of wooden needles.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Knit Pro Trends, which are the acrylic needles.
Oh, I can't with those.
I despise them. So I don't care if they get taken away.
No, exactly. It's not that they're bad. They're not. There are no bad needles. It's just a matter of personal preference. And for me, I can't because the yarn kind of squeaks on them. And it makes me a little nuts.
Yeah. It makes me nuts too. And it really truly is a preference. I know one of my friends will never use a metal needle. And so she likes wooden or acrylic. That is perfectly okay. It's just not my preference for needles. I will use them if I have to though, and that's what I use on planes.
Yeah, that's how I am. Because all the whips I had chosen to bring with me all had signature needles. And I was like, these are definitely going to get confiscated because you could actually really do damage with those. I mean, the warning labels with those needles is no joke.
As evidenced by your fingers.
Well, so there's that. And I was like, I'm just going to switch them over to the wooden because if that gets taken, oh, well, not because they're cheaper, because by no means are they cheaper. It's just because I won't miss them kind of thing. And they didn't get taken. Matter of fact, neither did my signature because I hid my signatures in like a pencil case, which people say to do because there's people who got Chowgoos taken away from them on a flight. So, I mean, but I have my wooden ones treat me well.
They work.
But the acrylic I can't do. Even because people say they only squeak with acrylic yarns. No. I use both acrylic and like natural fibers, and the natural fibers squeaked on it too, to the point that it was very faint, but I heard it and it was like, no, I can't do this. I can't.
They can be like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
I get it.
Or when you're cutting a steak and the knife scrapes the plate.
Oh.
I can't.
We don't discuss such terrible things. No.
You are dopey. But yeah, that's it for the whips.
That's all I've got.
That's all I've got. I'm gonna cast on those pretty little opal socks as soon as we stop here, and I'm possibly gonna make the other part during this cowl with my minis because we all know I have plenty of minis. The other part of this cowl too. I have to undo the bind off on this one and redo it because it's just too tight. I didn't do a very loose one.
I taught you.
Well, the one you taught me is in my pattern.
I know.
And oh, there goes Chew. And I'm gonna probably, I don't know, because I'm thinking I'm gonna give this one to my sister. She wants it right around her neck. So.
Okay. Well, let's talk about where to find us before we forget.
Yes, we completely forgot that in the beginning. You could find me on YouTube. Sorry about that. I forgot to take it off the hook. We're going to ignore that. You can find me on YouTube. My channel, obviously, you're here, is a Crocheting Whovian. You can find me on Instagram as _crocheting_Whovian. And Ravelry as Crocheting Whovian.
Mm-hmm. And you have a group there as well.
Yes. I always forget about my group. It's a Crocheting Whovian podcast group. In there, you'll also get the links to our VKN. And it's ours. It's not mine. It's ours. It's an hour thing now. We're there on the daily, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. We're staples.
Yeah, we're staples. And
we hold things together.
You'll also get the link to our group Me, which is a chat group or your phone. You'll get all the details in there. And also all the current Cal-Cals happening. I'm actually going to start the thread for this one now for chatter and stuff. What about you? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram as Army Wife Knitting Life. You can find me on YouTube as Army Wife Knit Life. And this video should be posted to both of our podcasts. So if you're not on mine, you're on hers. And so it's pretty easy to find us. I'll make sure we leave a link to her YouTube channel in my description box.
And mine, link to hers on mine. Here's the catch, though, with the Cal people. Because, there's always a catch.
Always.
In order to participate, you have to follow both of our channels. And before you say, they'll never figure out, I'm sly. I'll figure it out. So you have to subscribe to me, buttons down below. And you'll have to subscribe to Jessica, buttons down below. In order to participate, if you're not, it automatically eliminates you from the Cal.
And you'll also have to join both groups on Ravelry.
Yes. Have you?
It is live as of when this video is posted.
All right. What's the name of the group?
It will be Army Wife Knitting Life.
Okie dokes. So you have to be a member of both groups, a member of both podcasts, a subscriber to both podcasts, I should say. You don't necessarily have to follow us on Instagram. I know that's not everybody's thing. But please, 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 in order to participate, you have to follow both podcasts.
Yes.
And Ravelry groups. I keep forgetting. Why do I always forget about Ravelry? Probably because I have a hard time with saying that word.
Ravelry is difficult. Also, my username on there is Army Wife Knit Life, because Ravelry has a rule about how many characters can be in.
Yeah, that's why I'm Crocheting Whovian and not a Crocheting Whovian. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. But there's that. So, that's basically where you can find us, and you basically got the rules. You could double dip, quadruple dip, whatever, but
all about poly dipping.
I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to put it forth for my group, is you have to make a project page.
Yes.
I know some people don't like doing it because some people don't know how. I am fully aware that Ravelry is not user-friendly. 100% fully aware of it. However, I'm going to say this in confidence. If you have any trouble making a project page, reach out to either one of us and we'll help you.
Yeah. Best way to get a hold of me is typically on Instagram.
Me too.
In moments.
Me too, but
Ravelry too.
I'm on Ravelry all day long, every day. So
I'm on Ravelry. Do I think to check my messages?
Well, the good thing for this is that when I'm on it and the tab is always open. So the new way Ravelry does it is that if you get a message, a little envelope appears on the tab.
That's handy.
Yeah, so that's how I know.
Instagram is still the easiest way.
Instagram absolutely is the easiest way. Also, I know I'm going to do a shameless plug again, but if you download the Group Me app on your phone, it's either in the Google Play Store or the iTunes App Store. That's an easier way to get in touch with both of us.
Yes.
Among the whole VKN community. Because, yeah.
And for people that are worried, since I'm in Germany, and some of you are in the States, there aren't international texting fees through it because it's all done over Wi-Fi.
Yep.
So it does use data, but it's not international data.
You could actually shut that feature off when you're out of your house if you don't want it to use your data. You can shut that feature off. However, you could also just mute the chat too, so none of the messages will go through while you're out on data. Now I'm saying the R's. But
New York.
It's a fun way to get it around other knitters and crocheters and basic crafters all in general. So, and
We're
it's
a friendly bunch.
Oh, we're a crazy bunch. It's an easy way to get in touch with both of us, but For now, if you don't want to do that, Instagram is absolutely the way to do it.
Perfectly acceptable.
And don't worry about time differences either.
Yeah.
We won't wake up either of us.
Yeah. Phones are set to absolute silence when I sleep.
Yeah.
So
we have to. Because there's sometimes where I forget the time difference and I'm texting her and she's like, I was sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Or I'll go, okay, glad I could help.
Good night.
I'm going back to bed now. It's 4:30 in the morning.
Sorry.
I'm happy to help. But generally, I'm a night owl anyway, though, y'all. So I'm typically up when y'all are up until around dinner time.
Yeah, basically.
Or if you have insomnia, come chat with me.
Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm. I'm up in the day. Yeah. Mostly.
But I mean, you could always see us.
On VKN. And you can always come into the VKN. We're there.
And if we're not there, typically we'll be there within 30 seconds.
Pretty much. We can pop on whenever we want. We're accessible.
Yes. And if you need help with any which way or anything, we're there.
We are.
But I think that's about wrapping it up. What do you think?
I think that wraps it up for me. So
it definitely wraps it up for me.
For that no podcast, I always end my podcast with the catchphrase. So do what makes your heart sing. For me, that's 2 sticks and string.
Bye.
Bye.